BeetleJuice.
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 Alrighty, guys, let's get into it. So we saw the new BeetleJuice today, the 2024 version.
We just saw it.
Yep. And we got a refresher of the 1988 version, 36 years apart, in the making. Let's unpack it.
Yeah, I didn't watch the old one, but I've seen it so many stinking times, I didn't feel like I needed to. So,
What's wrong with watching it one more time?
I just didn't get around to it.
Okay.
But I've seen it enough times.
It's my
that
favorite
I don't really need to.
Tim Burton movie. Like,
Okay. It's Garrett's favorite Tim Burton movie.
Hands down.
Devin is here. She's been in the Hot Rod video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I'm putting a thing right there.
Or there.
What's your favorite Tim Burton movie?
Oh, I gotta say James and the Giant Peach, but this one is definitely up there.
Did he direct it, though?
Oh, did
He produced it.
He produced it.
Oh.
He was not a director.
What's a favorite directed by?
Ooh, what else did he direct?
A lot.
Yes. Fun fact,
Well,
he didn't direct Nightmare
true.
Before Christmas.
That's true. He was involved.
Yeah.
It was a lot. He produced and wrote the script, and he was heavily involved. He just didn't direct it.
He just didn't direct it. Okay, well, while you're thinking about that, me and Garrett were having a conversation. Originally, I thought, okay, Edward Scissorhands is going to be my favorite.
Oh.
And then I was going through some stuff, researching what we're going to talk about. And Ed Wood. I love Ed Wood. I love old movies. Tim Burton's take on Ed Wood's life is masterful. So, and I believe the old guy who plays Bela Lugosi in the movie won Best Actor that year. Because they knew he was old and he was kind of a legend in Hollywood, so it was one of those. It was a gimme.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyways, think of anything? Tim Burton?
No.
No.
Really?
No favorite
Edward
movie.
Scissorhands.
Well, okay, I
Mars
guess
Attacks.
Mars Attacks is really good. I guess my confusion is like directing and production. I guess that's where my brain is a little fuzzy.
Okay.
He's done a lot, but yeah, no. As far as because I love James and the Giant Peach too, but as far as like directing work goes, a lot of people I know will be like, oh, again, Nightmare Before Christmas is a lot of people's obvious choice.
That's such a cliche.
He didn't write. Well, he didn't direct it.
He did it.
Right. He was involved for big time, but
And same with Alice in Wonderland, you know.
Oh, the sequel.
there's a cat here. Sorry.
He directed the first one. The sequel, Through the Looking Glass, he only produced.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's where my brain's like,
Yeah.
did he direct it or did he produce it?
Now,
Excuse me.
speaking of producers,
Oh, yeah.
an executive producer on BeetleJuice, Brad Pitt, of all people.
Yeah.
I saw it go by in the credits. I'm like, Brad Pitt?
Yeah, I
No
literally
freaking
know
way.
how I'm like, Brad Pitt's an executive producer.
Yeah. What the heck? That's so random to see Brad Pitt.
I'm curious what his contributions were to the movie.
He's
Probably
probably
money.
helped
I mean, that's
back
what
it.
they produce. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like in The Gracie Strangler, Elijah Wood is labeled as a producer, and all he did
If you
was
hear a
back it.
jingling bell, it's my wife distracting our cat so she doesn't bite our cords.
Yeah.
And we apologize. Yeah. We could just put her in the back room,
But no.
It was okay. So it was directed by Tim Burton, written by Alfred Goff, Miles
Hitchcock.
Miller, Seth Grahame-Smith, and of course, let's get to who stars in this. Michael Keaton.
The one, the only man that could ever possibly do Beetlejuice justice.
Yeah, and I think it was one. Was it you who was saying like when I see, or was it you?
No, it was her.
Oh, it was my wife saying that when she sees Michael Keaton, she sees Beetlejuice.
Yep.
But she's also a little younger than I am, so I see Batman.
By like 15 years.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
No, 5 years. Yeah.
I could not resist.
No. Yeah, I see Batman. 89 Batman.
Oh, yeah, that was the first Batman film I ever watched. Actually, it was the one with DeVito as the Penguin.
Speaking of, Danny DeVito is in the 2024 edition of
Danny
BeetleJuice.
DeVito is in BeetleJuice.
Yep.
It's kind of cool to see those two on the same screen again.
His makeup is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
glowing eyes.
Oh, he looks fantastic.
So it's
Screenshots, I'll find him on the trailer if he's in it. I don't know.
I think it was just kind of a fun little cameo that they threw in. Because
Yeah, it's
like,
Danny DeVito. Why wouldn't you want it?
And you know it's Danny DeVito when he first gets introduced, and you just see the back of his head, and you see how short
like,
he is. You're like, I know that's Danny
is
DeVito.
that DeVito?
Yeah.
And then as soon as you hear the first syllable uttered, it's like,
Yeah.
DeVito.
Oh, yeah.
DeVito.
Winona Ryder.
Of course.
But real quick, though, DeVito's only in it for 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, very short.
5 tops.
Yeah, if that, at the beginning. Fun cameo. But then we have Winona Ryder as Lydia Dietz.
Mm-hmm.
She's back from the 98 or the 88 version.
All grown up.
All grown up now. She's all grown up. And then you got Catherine O'Hara.
From the
And
original.
normally we would go over movies that these people have done, but they're so big, we don't really need to, because you guys know movies these people have been in.
Oh, yeah. Catherine O'Hara's been in a lot. Plus, again, original BeetleJuice, if you didn't see it. And, I mean, she's another lady I grew up on. Home Alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boom.
Schitt's
There you go.
Creek.
Yeah.
I'm
Schitt's Creek.
off the top of my head, yeah.
She's, again, like, if you don't know who she is, like,
She's still going.
you're probably my wife.
Oh, that's true.
Hi.
Because she's...
She's the one who didn't know who Kevin Bacon was. Go watch the Hot Rod episode. You will have fun. Jenna Ortega.
Everybody knows her.
As,
Even me.
yeah, as Astrid Dietz, Lydia Dietz's daughter. And Jenna Ortega is
She's
blown
up.
onto the scene
Yep.
from Wednesday to movies and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the first film I recall that I know I've seen her in was Scream. Not the original Scream.
Right, yeah,
the
she was in the one. Yeah.
Scream, technically 5.
Justin Theroux as Rory, and he's spoiler alerts, letting you know right now we're going to be saying stuff about the new movie BeetleJuice. So heads up.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it and you don't want spoiler alerts, then please...
Come back after you see it.
Yeah, and definitely 10 out of 10 recommend seeing this show. But we'll get to the actual rating later.
So
Anywho.
Justin Theroux is
Like,
Rory,
comment, subscribe.
and he's the husband of Lydia, who died.
Yes. Thoreau. Why do I recognize that name?
Okay, so Justin Theroux was in Mulholland Drive,
Mm-hmm.
American Psycho, Your Highness with
Oh my gosh, yeah. So that's why.
Danny McBride.
Yes, I almost said Elfman.
Right.
Danny Elfman's back directing or for the music on this film again. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I think Burton almost exclusively works with Elfman, like for almost the majority of his films.
Yeah, I want to say yes. I don't want to say 100% though.
Like,
But I know his hits.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Willem Dafoe as Wolf Jackson.
Willem Dafoe.
Right. He's a dead actor
No.
playing a detective.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the best part about this is, again, you don't even, like, if you don't know who Willem Dafoe is.
Right. Yeah.
Blah.
Exactly.
Throughout the movie, I love where he was like, get a picture. And he would just like pause for a second and nobody takes a picture.
Go ahead and take a selfie.
Yeah, yeah.
Monica Bellucci. She is Dolores, who is Beetlejuice's ex-wife who murdered him. We kind of get some backstory on Beetlejuice in this movie.
Which was cool.
And she's kind of the
Yeah, it was
antagonist.
interesting.
She's the antagonist of the movie.
Second,
Yeah.
She was the primary antagonist. Or is... Yeah, no, it's interesting.
And she was in the Matrix movies.
Yep.
As-
She was Persephone.
Persephone, yeah.
And a bunch of other stuff. A lot of her
Shoot 'em up.
filmography was foreign. I noticed that.
Yeah, I'm assuming she's Italian, just with the last name Bellucci. I mean,
Yeah.
she's married to Tim Burton.
She's, as of last year, yeah.
Oh, okay, so she's currently married to Tim Burton.
That's why she was in this movie.
And then you had Arthur Conti as Jeremy.
Oh, who is Jenna Ortega's character?
Right, they kind
The
of
romantic interest.
they meet.
Astrid,
Kind of thing.
yes, through
Accident.
an accident, yes.
Right, and
Foreshadow.
he's only been in 2 things:
Really, what?
this and House of the Dragon,
I need to watch that.
the Game of
started
Thrones
watching
thing,
that, actually.
and he's only in 1 episode.
Wow.
So I'm betting this guy was crapping his pants when he got this role. I'm in a Tim Burton movie. This is my
Alongside
second
these
thing.
huge actors.
Yeah, and all he had done prior to this was 1 episode of House of the Dragon.
And just,
I mean,
He
to be-
was
to
he
be
was
part
calling everyone he knew. Guess what?
dude,
Yeah.
dude. Dude.
I mean, to
No,
be
I'm stoked for the kid. That's cool.
Yeah.
To be
I think he
associated
got
with the-
some of the top billing, too, I want to say. Like in the opening credits.
Probably. I didn't notice.
I did because I left it the name Conti.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because, never mind. I'm not going to use that word.
Now, there's an elephant in the room. Devin.
My penis.
I don't know if you noticed. Now, they worked his character into the movie, but they did it without showing his face.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Bob?
No, Jeffrey Jones as...
They used his likeness, did not actually use him.
Now, he is Winona Ryder's, Lydia's dad in the
Biological
original.
father, yeah.
Yeah, he's the father.
Oh.
Mr. Dietz. I can't remember
He's
his...
Charles.
Charles Dietz.
Oh.
And that was played by Jeffrey Jones. And
Chuck
they,
Dietz.
they do like a claymation thing of him dying
That
at
was
the
super
beginning.
cool. That was super cool. Very Tim
I
Burton.
liked the way they did that, yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of wish we would have saw more of that sprinkled throughout the
And
movie.
he dies from a shark attack. So, like, it jumps up and bites him all
Like,
here. And
pretty
he's,
much
and he's carved out here. So when he
Like-
talks, blood spurts out
of his...
of there. So there's no head.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have a voice actor doing the voice, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Jeffrey Jones is... If you Google Jeffrey Jones,
You'll understand.
the top story is what he did. And he is a piece of trash.
He's a bad
So
man.
go ahead and Google him. If there's a
Yeah.
reason people don't want to work with him.
Yeah. Not to be confused with, apparently, from...
He was found
alleged-
guilty, so it's not alleged.
Oh, yeah, no.
So-
Versus the Alec Baldwin, Gina Davis thing, because when I Googled that, because I heard at one point that Alec and Gina were both really interested in returning, but Tim Burton said that it was because he was trying to move on and tell a different story. Rather than
could be,
having...
yeah.
So that's why the Maitlands, their characters, the Maitlands, weren't involved in the sequel.
Right.
So it doesn't sound like it had anything to do with because I think actually Alec Baldwin was found innocent of.
I think he was,
accidental-
yeah. He pleaded no contest to that.
Oh, my goodness.
Jeffrey Jones.
Right. So,
Look it up. Just
Yeah.
look it up.
the principal from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Stay tuned with John Ritter. Dude, you had it all.
You fucked up.
Yep. Anywho, that's it for cast. So,
I mean, there's.
this is going to be different because we didn't take notes because we were in a movie theater.
Yeah, you can't really.
So
take notes.
I'm thinking we do a. So there were similarities that I noticed between the original Beetlejuice and then this Beetlejuice.
Side by
Beetlejuice,
side.
Beetlejuice. Let's just call it Beetlejuice 2.
Yeah.
For
Well, and
simplicity's
that's like,
sake.
you're setting it up for a third Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Right, they have to do it. If this makes enough money, they will. If it doesn't, they won't.
Well, maybe
It's all
because
money.
the other thing, because from what I said, yeah, I think Tim Burton just doesn't like doing sequels. He wanted to do a sequel of this one for quite a while. He said the only way he's going to do it though is if it was as good as or better than the original Beetlejuice. So I think that's what we're here to decide: is the sequel as good as or better than the original?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Okay, so nostalgia is going to play a lot into the.
Oh yeah, the nostalgia is
It's
strong. with
88
this
is
one.
such a good movie.
It was, again, there's a reason it's my favorite movie. It's because it's quotable, it's hilarious. It's an all-star cast.
Alec Baldwin, Gina Davis,
Yeah.
Keaton. I mean,
Yeah, again, all-star cast,
Catherine,
which
yeah.
they nailed with this one. An all-star cast on this one as well.
Uh-huh.
So check on that box.
Sure.
And I think for 88, it was really high tech. And
And it has Tim Burton's feel.
Oh,
yeah,
his
it's like
original
with the
feel.
claymation.
Burton-esque.
Yeah, with the claymation, the desert scenes, you have the sandworms swooping in, even in the second one. So, I would say it's as good as.
With the, I mean the prosthetics that
Wait,
DeFeo was wearing.
are you saying that part 2 is as good as the original?
That's gonna be my vote. Yeah.
Oh, that's your wow. Okay.
I thought we were going to wait towards the end, but
No, she's
She's
that's
out
fine.
swinging.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. She can do that.
I mean, coming out right out the gate, first thing that I did like is the opening credits, just like the original.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
overview,
Yep.
except for the original,
It was the model.
It was
that
the
they
model.
did the
Yep.
overview of. This is obviously
it was the actual
a
town.
drone going over and filming. Yeah,
But it was very parallel to the first one,
It
which
was,
was
yeah.
really cool.
I liked that they paid homage. Oh, and it was an homage to the original, but it wasn't the exact same thing because if you're gonna do it over the model again,
right.
that'd be kind of a little redundant.
Yeah.
So
No,
doing
yeah.
the same thing, but like
but different.
different. Like I loved it.
Right.
It gets you. It pulls you right back into immediate like nostalgia for the first film.
So one thing as soon as I heard the song, I was like, oh, okay, we're doing this.
It was a modern.
With
Yeah.
rendition.
I'm jumping ahead
Yeah.
to when they're at Miss Charles Dietz's funeral, and the kid choir is singing "Tally Me Banana." Don't do the whole thing because copyright will pick it. So, but the "Tally Me Banana" song that they do in the original, and they're dancing in the air. The kids are singing it in a. It's a funeral. It's sad. It's a slow version of it, kind of thing.
Which I think was also a bit of a tribute to, because I guess the original actor that played Otho won.
Yeah,
the first one.
he's dead. He passed away.
Yeah, won.
While ago.
Something Shaddix.
Glenn.
Glenn Shaddix, yes. When he passed away, they actually the BeetleJuice cast, I guess, attended his funeral and they played this song. Was played.
Apparently, everyone loved that guy, and he was a really cool guy.
Yeah,
Is what I hear.
And so that I think that was kind of a cool little homage to his funeral to him
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
A tribute to, since they
And the famous scene from the original Beetlejuice is such a big scene. Yeah,
I can't do that.
The first time I had ever heard that song as a kid was singing it in that movie.
Yeah, that actually made me a fan of Harry Belafonte.
Oh, okay.
You know, his like the Deo jumping the line.
I mean, I've
saying
never
the-
delved into his.
Yeah, yeah.
I've
yeah.
never delved into his album or
Those-
music.
Yeah, those they
Catalog.
used two of his songs. Yeah, this in the original Deo, also known as the Banana Boat song,
Right.
and Jumping the Line,
Oh, okay.
which they use at the end. You know,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun.
Huh. All right. Well, did you notice any other connections between the original and part 2? Because we're going off the top of our heads right now. Yeah.
So I mean, trying to go through like when they go to pick up Jenna Ortega, did you notice the sculpture in the yard or that they were
Yes.
sitting near? The big,
I did. Because in their original, the mom makes the house a thing of art.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things.
And it's one of those that they forced.
It's one of the ones that comes alive.
It's the one that literally wrapped around her and
It grabs, in the
I
original.
did notice that. Yeah, the sculpture it just like pulls her back.
Right. And this is sitting at the school that
Yes.
Lydia goes to.
Yes.
No, Astrid.
Yes.
Yes.
Jenna Ortega goes to
Yes.
because of all the money she's made being an artist or whatever.
yeah, she's contributed.
She built the art school or something. So
Oh yeah.
they can do whatever they want.
Lydia Dietz is now a television host for the a
Ghost
parent-
House.
Yeah. Fun fact about that, I got a little kick out of that because the
Taco.
original, the original working title that the studio wanted to go with for their first Beetlejuice was House Ghosts, and Tim
Oh.
Burton, I guess, didn't like that, so he jokingly said, "Oh, well, how about we call it Scared Sheetless?" And apparently, the studio thought about using that name. And
That's
he
a
was-
fantastic name.
Yeah, I
Not
like.
for this movie, but it's a great idea for like if you did a movie like Scary Movie,
Yeah.
the Wayans brothers, but tried doing something like that and just call it like Scared Cheatless.
Yeah,
I could. That's funny.
fantastic.
I like that.
Yeah. So, but so
Like High Spirits. I could. There's a movie called High Spirits.
Yeah. But see, and I mean, like, so yeah, when they named her show Ghost House, I thought might have been a little play on like how the original title might have been House Ghosts. Instead
Oh,
of,
see, the first thing I thought of was the movie Ghost House from the 80s.
I don't think I've seen that one actually.
I know you haven't. It's terrible.
Oh,
A
Yeah.
connection I
Ghost
noticed.
House. If you're a Riff Tracks fan, you know what I'm talking about.
A connection I noticed was what was Beetlejuice's previous wife's name, the antagonist of the movie?
Dolores.
Dolores. Okay, so a connection you made was in the 2024 version where Danny DeVito gets knocked over into these crates of unclaimed parts,
Yeah.
and then Dolores, she gets knocked out of these crates and she starts putting herself together with a staple gun, and her finger is a
The
different color.
last finger that she puts on is this
ring
finger that in the original Beetlejuice well, he pulls out a finger. She meant nothing to me, and like pulls out the finger, tosses the finger, and hands the ring. And then so when she does get that finger back on, it is throughout the rest of the film. I think it's a different color.
Yeah.
So it's like again.
I never thought to look at her hand.
That was a great observation. I thought.
Yeah, that's a keen eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was curious because I was. Yeah, I also did hear rumors that she was allegedly missing that finger, but she did reclaim that finger. But I did like the fact that they made it like more disheveled compared to the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So. Now, okay, so Lydia is not having a good relationship with her daughter.
No, just like she didn't have with her stepmom.
Not strong, yeah.
Because Delia,
Probably not even
Miss O'Hara.
So it's kind of the basis of the movie is them clashing. They end up back at the old house, the original house, because Charles Dietz died. Lydia ends up meeting a boy, Jeremy.
Yes, because she bicycles away from what was the event that they were at?
It was the wake.
Okay.
The wake
of Charles, her dad, or her grandpa, right?
Yeah. Her grandpa, Astrid's grandpa. Rory hijacks the whole thing. Try and
he proposes to Lydia. Yeah.
And so Lydia, confused, feeling kind of pressured, I think.
Right.
Like, okay, yeah, sure. So
who proposes at a wake?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
And like to just steal the show away from
two things you
the
should.
Deceased,
and Catherine O'Hara is totally against it. She's like, "Why are you doing this right now? This is so weird." Two
places you should never propose at: a funeral or wake of any kind, and someone else's wedding.
Right.
Don't steal the thunder from those events.
Right.
I wonder if someone will do it at yours.
That'd
be wild.
I might punch them.
That'd be fantastic.
Hey, will you? Bam!
I'll be there. I want to see it.
Another time. No.
So Astrid takes her little bicycle and she runs away, and she gets lost in thought. A really cool song's playing. Do you remember the song?
I do not.
Ooh, if you remember the song, drop it down in the comments. But Astrid is in the zone, riding down the street of a fall day and taking in the town
of Winter River.
Yes, and suddenly she's caught amidst traffic, almost gets hit by a car.
And then almost hits by a bus.
Yes, and then
almost gets hit repeatedly.
Yes, and then swerves over onto the sidewalk, almost hits walking pedestrians, plows through a row of bushes, goes down a hill, and then plows through a fence where she spills out. Her head. Yeah, and she hits her head, hits her bike on the base of a treehouse where we find
Jeremy.
Yeah.
Fun little theory here. Just want to point this out now that I think about, because she sits there and says she doesn't believe in ghosts throughout the entirety of the film.
Yeah.
And she's like, because she's calling her mom a fake, who her mom can see ghosts. Mm-hmm. Still.
And she says bullshit. She only believes what she can see.
Yeah. And I wonder if her conking her head activated.
Well, that's interesting. But I thought that was like a parallel between Astrid and Lydia, because I don't think Lydia believed it either at first when she saw the so-and-so in the attic, right?
The Maitlands.
Yeah, the Maitlands in the attic. She didn't believe it.
She took the pictures of them in the sheets.
Yeah, exactly. That's how she figured out that they were ghosts, was she didn't see legs.
Yeah, but she wasn't freaked out by it because I myself am strange.
Now, here's a quick fun fact. Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis were supposed to be wet the entire movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They started out wet during the beginning scene when they came back.
Because that's how they died. They drowned in the car.
Like everyone else in that film dies. They maintain whatever deformities they had upon death.
But Tim Burton was like, that's just a dick move. I don't want to make them wet throughout this entire production.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry. I sidetracked us. What were we talking about?
So Lydia Astrid conking her head activated her psychic powers. And then that's when she meets Jeremy.
Because Lydia can see dead people. She still can in this movie.
Oh, yeah, and they hint at it throughout. Actually...
They show one when she goes to the bathroom.
Yeah, and it also shows that she's still traumatized by BeetleJuice, which no matter how many times I say the fucker won't appear... Bastard.
Yep.
But,
so Jeremy's,
which the thing, if you notice, like when they go through the house, So Jeremy's talking to her. He holds up the book Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky.
Something like that's some Russian name.
I can't remember. Dostoevsky, I think is how.
And we were just referring to him yesterday in the house when we
I
watched
don't
it,
know.
like the oversized coat and everything.
Yeah, because her brother, my
Crime and
brother-in-law,
Punishment.
they were
The title's-
joking about Dostoevsky,
Yes.
whatever, because
It's called
he's
Crime and
notoriously wore like
Dostoevsky.
Dostoevsky. Yeah, Dostoevsky.
Yep.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Dostoevsky. But anyways, so and then she quotes Dostoevsky to him, and
He's like, swoon.
yes,
Right. Oh, someone who knows Dostoevsky? Okay. Yeah.
Where have you been my
So-
entire life? And then whips out his dick and shakes it at her. No,
Yeah, that's why it's
Yep.
PG-13.
Yep.
Also, I got something how they kept it PG-13. So towards the
Oh. Is this the censorship?
yeah,
Okay.
oh,
Yeah.
why the first time? I love that they did that.
said the F word once,
Burn, motherfucker!
and they wanted to say it
Or
again.
burn, fucker. Yeah, and so Beetlejuice, being a supernatural, highly powerful being, is able to obviously bend the laws of reality. So he probably did that like himself.
Well,
and it works perfectly.
it fits. Okay, so they said the F word one. You get one in PG-13.
You get one.
So, and then, like, his ex-wife walks through the door towards the end, and you hear her say, "What the fuck?" But
Yeah.
it beeps out
What
the F word.
boo?
Yeah, it beeps it out in the theater. I was, oh, okay. But because Beetlejuice is this kind of movie, where that sort of stuff happens, weird things happen, and that
Especially
it
involving
works.
Mr. Juice.
And it lets them keep their PG-13 rating.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if again, like that was probably because in the first Beetlejuice, they said yes, Michael Keaton's character only had I think about 25 minutes of screen time throughout the entirety of the original film, but 90% of his lines were ad-libbed, like including my favorite one, which got me banned from watching Beetlejuice for a while as a child because I kept repeating or mimicking this. When he kicked the tree wasn't actually supposed to fall over, but it did anyways. And so Michael Keaton, completely in character, went, "Nice fucking model," and grabbed and honked himself. The only thing that Tim Burton they added afterwards was the honking noises. It was a blooper. Burton loved it so much. He's like, "Yep, we're keeping it." And because, Keaton just...
He nails the role.
Oh, he
soaks it up and spits it out, I guess.
You know, I really enjoyed that he had this, like, what was it, like a Latin or like Portuguese persona where he shares the backstory of him and Dolores.
Oh, yeah. That's
Just
fantastic.
completely in
we're
another
just talking about
language.
this,
He's, yeah.
like a telenovela.
Yeah.
Yeah. His backstory, he tells it, and it's in Spanish, I'm
Yes.
assuming, or Italian.
I don't think it was Spanish.
I think
Okay,
it was-
Portuguese.
Yeah.
It was
yeah,
Portuguese.
Yeah.
Like some weird old romantic language.
And
It's
it
like,
looks like you're watching an old-timey movie kind of thing. Yeah, that's awesome.
my beginnings is a humble grave digger.
No,
Yes.
a grave robber.
Yes, a humble
A
grave
humble
robber.
grave robber.
Yeah, and then he like scoops her up, and her goal is like she feeds off of what was it like? She needed his soul.
She
and,
needed my life and my soul.
Yeah.
But in Portuguese.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very dramatic. It's
And
very
then
funny.
she poisons him, and it does this little thing where she like turns the bottle of wine around, and it's like,
And it's poison.
Yeah. So he is like, but I wasn't gonna go down like that. So he grabs an axe and just.
Oh, yeah. So he's the one who diced her up
Yep.
because she had to put herself together and stable herself together.
Yep.
He's the one who did that.
It was like a modern version of what was it, Sally?
It was like a murder.
Yeah.
She murdered him. He murdered her.
Yeah. Beetlejuice and Dolores are like the opposite of Jack and Sally, but
Yeah.
So throughout the
so
movie,
similar in some ways.
Beetlejuice is going on his little adventures. He's being summoned, and then Dolores is on the hunt
More
for
Beetlejuice in
Beetlejuice.
this film. I love it.
Yeah, so
You
she's
got double the Beetlejuice
And she's a soul sucker.
so she's
Literally.
chasing him throughout this movie.
when she sucks DeVito and he gets squashed down into a little. I loved it. It was cheesy. It was goofy. It was awesome.
And when she sucks your soul, that's it. There is no more afterlife.
You just get
It's
deflated like a little
Not
balloon.
It's
like
over.
the exorcism thing in the first Beetlejuice.
Right.
And then Charles shows up to the dry cleaners, and he's like, "Oh, I'm feeling a little lightheaded."
But his head's gone.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I need to get back to my wife.
Yeah, and so he's looking for whatever the dry cleaner may have, and he's like, "Ooh, you're squirting blood. Get out of here, get out of here." And he's like, "Okay, whatever." He leaves, and then Dolores shows out from the dry cleaning rack, and she deflates the owner of the dry cleaning rack, and then she picks out a new dress off the rack.
Oh, wedding dress. And
Yeah.
turns it black.
And turns it black.
Like a corset kind of
Yeah.
wedding dress type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she begins her prowl for Beetlejuice.
Again.
Let's hop to the ending real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Another iconic song that they did for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, what-
MacArthur Park is the name of the song.
Oh.
And it was done by Richard Harris. It's apparently, I guess it's his only hit. And it was popular in the 70s. Weird Al did a cover.
Oh,
Yep.
boy.
Jurassic Park. It was on one of his early 90s albums. Probably around 94 because Jurassic Park came out in 93.
It was when the entire music video was done in claymation. It's when Al had, instead of straightening his hair, he kept it curly.
Yeah.
And
they
I don't think he was wearing contacts at the time either.
They do the whole song
Yes.
in
Like,
this thing.
I think they did. No, like they didn't do the whole Deo song in the original, did they?
I don't think so.
Yeah, but this one, but it worked out perfectly because for the whole scene, when freaking Defoe comes in,
Yeah,
like
because the way the
action,
song is,
upbeat songs.
there's points where it picks up, and that's when, Defoe and his boys are charging in to get Beetlejuice and Dolores and all that.
Yeah,
So it's crescendoing, and they're all in a church, and so Beetlejuice and Lydia are in the church, and are trying to break the curse so Dolores can finally leave him alone. And so this is all kind of building up.
or at least I think Beetlejuice was trying to break the curse to get married.
Yes.
I think he was just weird.
I
and
think
obsessed with
it
Lydia.
was to break off Dolores, so she would finally leave him alone.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, he had Lydia sign a contract to marry him again, because Jenna Ortega Astrid got swindled by
Turns
Jeremy.
out, Jeremy is dead, and
Yeah.
I like the scene when they first go through his house. You don't see the faces of the parents.
Yeah,
and you
that's cool.
Find out why later.
Yeah. So Jeremy he's actually a murderer.
Yep.
He killed his parents and then died under the police standoff, falling out of the treehouse or whatever.
Yep.
So, and
excuse me.
he's trying to come back to life, swapping Astrid's life for his life. And so, anyways, they took care of that. Beetlejuice helps out. Lydia made a deal for Beetlejuice to stop that, and he does. So, anyways, we're back at the church.
Yeah, and oh man, that whole sequence was just that was fun.
So the song is playing. They're very theatrical and dramatic about how they're all lip singing along.
Everyone
with
is
it.
lip syncing.
Yeah, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
To the song. This is the second time they did it because remember, after Lydia gets sucked into the model because Rory is like, "I'm gonna set you free, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice," and she's like, "You fucker," but she didn't actually say "you fucker." But and they get sucked into the model, and then afterwards, when they escape, all of a sudden you hear "Wherever you go."
Oh, yeah.
And you look down, there's Beetlejuice literally lip singing to the song, just
Yeah.
playing the guitar.
Yeah.
Oh man, loved it. It's like it plays into his character so good because it's like a sound, because it's supposed to be a sweet song, right?
It's
but,
really fun.
But at the same time, it's like that little creepy man is never gonna leave me alone.
So the sandworms end up taking out Rory and Dolores.
Yes.
And then
Yes, because Astrid she has the handbook from the recently deceased.
Yep.
As Lydia and Beetlejuice are ascending up into the air, lip singing to this song, and Astrid's trying to find a way to break this.
MacArthur Park.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that song's playing, and she's trying to figure out a way to summon the sandworms from below. And she grabs, her grandma's lipstick,
So yeah.
and then she draws a little rectangular square on the floor to summon
Knocks
the
on it
sandworm.
3 times to summon a sandworm.
And then Beetlejuice is like a
Ole.
bull,
Fighter.
regular
A matador.
a
Yep,
matador.
there you go.
And he's like shaking this flag and trying to guide the sandworm over to Dolores.
Because he already fell for that once before, remember?
Yeah.
And, he ain't falling for it again.
Yeah.
Now, is this canon to the cartoon
I don't know.
from the early 91? 92?
I
It
don't
was
know.
on there?
The cartoon is free on Tubi.
Yeah. I watched it when it came out.
Honestly, I've been tempted to buy the collection because
There's only like one season of it.
Yeah.
It's just as a kid, it feels like there was 5 because they just replayed the episodes over and over and over.
And your
Right.
concept of time as a child is really
Yeah.
skewed, but
But okay, so this movie is fun.
yes.
The Beetlejuice 2, I was laughing throughout this movie.
Yes.
I was laughing throughout part 1. So for me,
Wait a second. Keep going.
I'd say part 1 is better. But I watched it throughout my childhood, into my teenage years, growing up. I still watch it. Yeah. I give part 1.
Oh my
It
gosh!
sounds like we got something.
Did you ever watch the TV series The Big Comfy Couch?
No.
The actress that played in the... I grew up watching The Big Comfy Couch. It was one of my favorite shows as a child.
I've never heard of it.
Oh, it was a small little... It was like a... I don't know. But anyways, so the actress that played the lead, Alison Court, voiced Lydia in...
Oh, the cartoon.
in the cartoon of BeetleJuice, as well as another fun bit of trivia because I'm a huge Resident Evil fan as well.
Okay.
She's voiced Claire Redfield for the Resident Evil franchise.
Oh, cool.
So yeah,
That's
Boom.
fun. Well, there you go.
So yeah, I got a little excited about that. Sorry, I'm a nerd out on that.
Okay.
Anyways,
As I was saying, part 1 I think is better. This is a fun movie. Part 2 is fun. See it.
I mean, part 1, it's so hard to beat the original.
Yeah.
It is.
And it's not because of the amount of makeup that Keaton has on and his wig and all that. You don't notice that he's pushing 70.
No.
Oh no, you have to I think the only time I noticed it was before the movie began. Remember when they had the screen pause to show the little QR code
Yeah.
before? That's when I noticed
well,
because it's kind of hard to hide the wrinkles and you're holding a face for that long.
No, yeah, for sure.
But
wasn't the screen glitch and we were waiting there longer than we probably should have?
I think
so. We
so.
got a good look at.
Yeah, it was a solid 5 minutes.
Oh, that's
maybe
right.
7.
Yeah, at the beginning, yeah.
So we got a pretty
Yeah.
good look at.
Yeah, yeah.
But other than
That.
that, no. I mean, yeah, is it as good as as good as? It's a close comparison, but the original's still better.
Yep.
It did not to say
Part 2
that-
is worth saying. It's fun. I laughed.
I will definitely be adding this to my collection just because it's a good movie. It is a really good movie. I'm talking it's compared to how most sequels are. Sequels usually end up being just bad.
Yeah, I agree.
This one, it's a good sequel.
Yeah, I agree with that. They have a lot of similarities. It's funny, it's theatrical, it's cartoony, it's fun.
The nostalgia bait they use doesn't overpower the movie.
Yeah, they use just enough nostalgia while at the same time going in that new direction.
Right.
And the other thing that I did enjoy is at least they didn't kill it with a bunch of CGI either. They used
Special effects were great.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
So that's another thing because honestly, not gonna lie, that's probably one of the things I loved most in the first one was the special effects.
Because it was really advanced for 88, I would say. That's really cool for 88.
And it kept Tim Burton's weirdness that he likes.
Especially with the claymation scene. In
Yeah,
this one.
that was different.
That was extremely Tim Burton.
Yeah.
So if you're a fan of Tim Burton, 10 out of 10 recommend seeing this. I know I say that a lot, but seriously, definitely check out this movie. It's probably one of Tim Burton's better movies in a while.
How about this? Let's do a 1 through 10 on both movies.
Oh, okay.
10 being the best movie I've ever seen.
Yep.
Yes.
I've never done it. He has a 10, I think.
I've only given 10 to one movie, and that was Psycho.
Speaking of, that's going to be coming to theaters here in town.
The original?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we got to see that.
It's in October, I think.
Just because
or end of September, somewhere in there.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Just because, again, I loved that film.
Yeah, so we need to go. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Oh, yeah, just to be able to experience it
Yeah,
in
exactly.
theaters.
Yeah.
There's some movies that just demand it. That's why I want a home theater system. Anyways, BeetleJuice, 1 through 10. The original.
Okay. The original. So BeetleJuice 2. Actually, I'll start with that. I give it a 7.
7?
And then the original, I'll do 8.5.
Okay.
Original, I'll say 8. And today's version, BeetleJuice 2024, like a 7.5. Only because you can't beat the original. I mean, special effects were
What?
obviously
At
more.
the beginning of this video, you said you liked this better.
No, I said they were like the same.
Okay.
So
It
what
was
was
as good as, is what I said.
Okay.
And
That's
only
true. No,
off
yeah,
by
you're right.
0.5,
Okay, you did
only
say that.
because you cannot beat the original of any series.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna lie, my opinion, it's not. I am notorious for rating them higher, as well as the fact that I'm gonna be biased. This is my favorite Tim Burton film. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. But again, stacking up against Psycho as the benchmark
Right.
for 10 out of 10, I'm gonna give the original 9.5. But again, I'm jaded. This is my favorite film.
There's nostalgia in there.
Yeah,
I got you.
I can't help it. The remake, or not the remake, but the sequel, 9. A solid 9. Again, like only a 0.5 difference because it's really hard to stack up to, again, also Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin. Amazing.
They do a really good job in this one, yeah. No,
Dafoe
even
is-
Jeffrey Jones does a good job in it. It's just his personal life ruined him.
And, I mean, Dafoe, pound for pound, is just as good of an actor for both of them as both Baldwin and Davis was in the first one. But bringing in one A-list star to compete against those two, I mean, it's hard, going against, because it's not just that. Those two had an on-screen chemistry and, they just worked. I don't know. Again, both fantastic films. Loved them. In fact, I think I might end up binge watching the TV series tonight. I'm on a BeetleJuice kick.
Huh, cool. I watched it a lot when I was a kid. So yeah.
Beetle friggin'
But
juice.
that's it for BeetleJuice BeetleJuice.
Yeah.
And the original BeetleJuice, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Next week, I think we talked about doing next Friday is
oh, that's right. Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Next week.
Gee,
So
I wonder what we're going to do.
I don't know.
Huh.
I think My Little Pony.
But I had a different idea on what we're going to do. Remember what I texted you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to have a little fun with it.
Yeah. So stay tuned. It's clearly obvious what we're going to be talking about, but going to take it in a bit of a new direction.
Yeah.
So.
Anywho, I guess that wraps it up.
Yeah. That's
Thank you, Devin,
all.
for showing up.
Thank you for
Again,
having me.
Yeah.
And as always, stay demented.